coming.
Okay, we are live, right? Hello, hello, can you hear me? So they're monitoring it. Hello, world, hello, universe, hello, Philippines, hello, friends and families. We are here again on MK and Co. YouTube channel. And please don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon so we can notify you for all our new videos. So today I'm very excited because I've got my beautiful flatmates from Cathay Pacific way back late 70s. Oh, what happened? So how come we don't have a video? Ano, i-end muna natin ang YouTube.
Many moon years ago.
Many moon years ago. So, are we live? Yes! This is MK and Co, meaning MK and Company YouTube channel. And you are watching us right now with my flatmates from Cathay Pacific Airways days. And yes, we used to be flight stewardesses way back 1970s, late 70s. Nagka-error daw tayo.
That's so.
Bakit yan mo muna yung YouTube?
1976, Marlene.
Exactly, yeah.
Kasi naka-YouTube din tayo.
My son was born 1978.
Starting soon. Hello, yes. So are we starting from the beginning? Hello, universe. Hello, world. Hello, Philippines. Hello, friends and families. Yeah. Okay, so tonight I'm very excited because I'm with my beautiful ex-flatmates of Cathay Pacific Airways way back 1970s. I mean, late 70s. Yes, we were all flight stewardesses way back then. And this is your host, of course, Marlene Craig. Used to be known as Marlene Arsaga from my friends during my CX days. And today, yes, we will have the pleasure of talking about all ex-flight stewardesses, funny experiences, and life lessons that we learned along the way. So before we proceed, yes, please subscribe on our channel, MK and Co. And please click the bell icon so you get notified when we have new uploaded videos. So without much further ado, I'd like to introduce to you our beautiful ex-cabin crew of Cathay Pacific. Starting with my friend who was my roommate, Virginia Balanza Vivas, right? But now she's known to be Mrs. Virginia Sullivan, married to a very, very awesome and handsome American husband, right? So, and of course, we also have my beautiful flatmate. She was not my roommate. She was a roommate of Marinelle Soriano. Wherever you are, Marinelle, if you happen to watch, please get in touch with us. Yes, we have our beautiful Marilu, or Maria Lourdes for the full name, Maria Lourdes of Banzuela. Now married to a Hoffman, a good German man, businessman. So she's now Maria Lourdes Hoffman, right? Okay, girls. So why don't you say hi, hello, and tell them briefly all about you. Let's start with Jing.
Hi. Good morning. Oh no, good evening in the Philippines, and then good morning here in New York, Long Island. I was a single mother. I raised two boys. I was married for 17 years, and I was single for 24 years. I met my husband 3 years ago, and we got married last year. So I live now here in New York, Long Island.
All
Thank you.
right. So you have, did you say how many children you have
I
already?
have I have two boys. My oldest son, 42 years old, and I have three grandchildren, and they're all boys.
Wow. So how about you? Let's hear from Malu.
Hi everyone, good evening. I'm Malu Hoffman, living here in Thailand. And I've been living here in Thailand for 35 years or more. And I'm married to a German, and I got two kids. And I'm a grandma of three grandchildren. And yeah, I love it here. And this is this is my home.
Wow, that's nice.
Bangkok.
So those are my two beautiful roommate and a flatmate. Right, we're still waiting for one who's also a flatmate, but we used to call her Melanie Gramonte, but now she's trying to come in via Zoom. Apparently, she's trying to how do you call this? Upload Zoom. And Melanie Gramonte is now married, or again, we don't know. So she's now known as Melanie, not Sullivan, Melanie Carrion. You know, I was just wondering. I hope she was here because I'm going to ask her. I mean, yeah, I wanted to know why she ended up to a Filipino man because she was dating foreigners, right, during our time. All right, so with our topics, so yeah, what were
Yeah.
your experiences during the training? Let's start with the training. I know we had to go through swimming and we had to do how do you call this emergency trainings and
Jumping
and
as
also
well.
in-flight services, right? So let's start with the emergency training or swimming. Who's got experiences, fun experiences, or scary experiences with swimming during training?
I
Let's.
love
You love
I enjoy, yeah, I enjoy the rest of our training because I enjoy swimming and YWCA. We do a lot of swimming there. And the emergency, I love jumping the slides. That's one of my favorites. Just like you go and slide down,
Jump and slide.
and yeah, with the, I, I enjoy that because I love jumping up and pushing the cart. Our we were trained to push how to, with the gullies. That's I hate that. I hate that part.
that
Knowing
part you
all the
don't like.
emergency things.
Pushing that
Yeah,
cart,
there's so many things
food
that we have
cart.
to remember. Yeah.
All right. So when
No, the emergency things.
yeah, okay. We'll go to the emergency later. How about you, Jean? How was
Oh yeah.
your experience with the emergency and swimming?
Yeah, I'm glad I when I was in college at PWU, Philippine Women's University, our PE is swimming is part of
Ah,
my curriculum. So I was glad that I did that because I remember a few of the girls they were doesn't know how to swim, but they made it. They passed. I don't know how they did it. So yeah, I like exactly what Malu said. I enjoyed so much the jump and slide. And the thing is, the emergency procedure during our test, it's right minus wrong. So you really have to be perfect. And I got a perfect score. I didn't have a mistake. I remember that.
I think that's the most important one, the emergency training, because if you don't pass, how are you going to save the passengers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And
Open the door. Yeah.
Yeah, and also the so many things to remember: the oxygen, the first aid kit. Where it's all so much, so many. It's so hard. It's not easy. For that 3 months training, it was really hard. You know.
Yeah, that was kind of crammy sort of training, right? So, any
Yeah.
funny thing? Remember when we did the swimming? I mean, in our batch, Jing, did were you? Did you go on 1 hour threading? You know, staying in water.
I don't remember. I don't
I
remember
like
anymore. Really.
that. Yeah, that
Uh,
was fun.
how about you, Malu? So you were
Oh,
able to do it.
yes, yes, I enjoy that. It's like a workout on your legs and your arms. It's fun. And I love swimming because we're out of the training school. And we're out and we're very close to the shopping mall
Yeah, we can.
where the tube factory is.
Correct, right?
That's what I remember, right?
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
remember, yeah, I love swimming myself. So I even joined the swimming competition, inter-airline swimming competition. And then I also joined the CX basketball.
And and
oh,
and
That's,
also, Martin, I remember I borrowed your you have a two-piece green
and you,
piece suit. I borrowed that from you, and wow,
you
I
got
can't
the
believe it.
green or you got the stripes? I had
Huh?
two. I had two bathing suits, the stripes and then the green. So did you get the green? Anyway, so so we it seems like we enjoyed, right? But for the emergency, I was so scared when they go, because when I look at it, oh my, it's so steep. Like I was thinking, if I'm gonna jump, I might bounce and then get thrown somewhere else. You know, I had that little feeling. Although I'm a daredevil type of person, nothing scares me. But when I look at it, like I got a little bit like jump and slide. You mean I'm gonna jump
yeah,
and then I might
yeah.
bounce and then throw. But then when I saw everybody was doing okay, then I just
That's
lightly just
fun.
jumped and not too much
Yeah,
really
we
jumping,
use yeah, that was
right?
fun. Sliding, and then you have to push your hands forward, and then you jump out, and then go
No, isn't it
quickly to
like this?
the.
Like jump like this?
I think the forward
Because you might
or
fall,
cross.
so that you don't burn your hand in case it touches the slide, right? So anyway, so it seems like we
Me,
all passed that. So how about the in-flight services?
God. Okay, my very first flight, I went to Australia, Sydney. Oh my God. It's a very long flight, and remember they showed us how to mix drinks, and most of these Australian passengers, they were whiskey with milk. Oh my God,
The
what is
whiskey
that?
and
You know,
milk?
and yeah, and it's so hard to understand their English because who died, son dies, who died, so their accent is so hard. We came from the Philippines, and then here I'm dealing with the Australian
Accent.
passengers, and they love to drink. And from Hong Kong, the flight is like 9 hours to Sydney,
mm,
Australia. And oh my God, I that was my very first flight. I was so scared. I was so scared.
Scared or
yeah, the
nervous?
time back 111 then, right? It's a smaller plane to Australia.
We had
Not
back
sure.
when
No,
11 or was it baby?
no, it's 707 Boeing.
Yeah, it was
Boeing.
Boeing
That
then.
was we were trained, and then
That's
we
the
were trained
yeah,
next to TriStar.
Yeah, and then we flew
yeah,
most of it tri-star planes, right? So,
right, right.
how about you, Malu? So, how was your training with the food service? As you said, you hate to push because you still have to
We're
look pretty.
pushing the trolley. My best part is opening the wine, the opening the bottle. Before we serve, you put the bottle in between your
Between
legs,
your
and how
legs.
many bottles that we have to open it. And yeah, and then one of the purser, we were so much younger, right? And then the guy was saying, put the bottle between your legs. And I said, gosh, thinking about put the bottle between your legs. This is how
That's
you open
true.
it, you know?
Because
So can you imagine we were 21? I started as
Yeah, well, you're
21.
younger
So
than that,
yeah,
Malu.
but we were taught how to open. Pardon me?
You
yeah,
were younger than you're very young when you start with Cathay Pacific because I was already 21 and you're like 18 or 19 years
no,
old.
I was
You and
18.
see, yeah,
So Malu must be
No,
21
I
too.
started 21. I was 21 when I entered. Yeah, I was
okay.
21. And that's my first trip that I left Philippines. And yeah, that's the first time. And I left home, and I was so happy because it's a different kind of life. And it took a long time for me. Of course, with mates. I don't know how to cook, and you guys cook so well. And I said, oh, I hope that somebody leaves food for me.
Well, with my
Remember
experience,
those times?
yeah, with my experience with first flight, I passed out. You know,
Oh my God.
my first flight was to Tokyo, and then as soon as I reached my room, you know, I did not go to remove my thing. I was just so
Yeah.
tired with my legs because it was a flight where it's back and forth. You know, the continuous Tokyo, Hong Kong, Tokyo
Oh, the
twice.
the three
Yeah,
one Taipei, Singapore, and Tokyo.
yeah,
Those,
I know, but I was so there's too much legs for me, and then I was doing too much and was full load. And then when I reached the room, I just put the key in there, and I don't know, I just slept. I said, oh, let me just stretch, you know. Then I heard somebody knocking. Wake up call! Your flight is leaving. I was still in my uniform.
oh my
And
God!
then you know what I
Oh
did? I
my
just
God.
did brush my teeth, and then the same makeup that day. I just put my hat on and the same clothes, and then I just changed my clothes when I was in the plane.
You
I
know,
passed
Marlene.
out. I was so tired that I couldn't. I didn't. It didn't wake me up. I thought I'm just gonna rest and put my legs up. And I woke up with the same uniform and then ready to leave. I said, "Your bus is waiting downstairs." OMG. That was
That,
my
Yeah.
worst ever
that's first flight.
experience. Imagine no shower,
No,
nothing. I just wanted to brush my teeth and then wear the
yeah.
same uniform.
My first flight, I missed the flight. I missed we have the briefing, remember?
Oh
And
my
then
God!
somebody picked us up, somebody, the crew bus picked us up, and I missed it. So I had to take a taxi to go
Airport.
to the airport where the briefing is,
Ah,
right?
okay.
That's the Attack Airport. And then I have to hitchhike because no, the taxis were all full. And guess who I was having a ride? It's just one of the SWAT group. I said, "Where are you going?" And with my uniform, oh my goodness, small world. And yeah, he was
So
going
did you
there to
make it on
SWAT group.
time?
Yeah, I did. I got on board. Of course, Griffin, right? But and then that's my first flight for Tokyo. I remember that so well because I said, "Oh my gosh, what I'm gonna do this?" But I'm pretending that I remember everything. But my mind was all scattered because I said I panicked, and I said, "Gosh, I'm sitting at the back, at the back, the galley, all the way to the where the bathroom is." And then when you take off, oh shocks, oh my gosh, you're close to the tail and with the noise.
Yeah.
And that's my first experience flying.
Yeah.
And then when you landed Tokyo, of course we were serving, right? And then when we landed Tokyo, we were so hungry, and so we got money, right? The money allowance. So I treated myself to go and have a steak. And I went to a restaurant and I said, "Damn!" When I got the check, oh shucks, how am I gonna pay this? I did. I said, okay, because yen is so big,
Yeah.
yen, thousand. And I said, oh my gosh, 100,000 yen. And I said, damn, how are we gonna pay this? So that was, I don't know. There's so many fun experiences that I had
But
with
you
my friends.
managed to get out of it. Were you able to pay for it anyway?
I think I did. Yeah. At the end, I think I ended up just a small one, but I want steak.
Washing the
So
dishes.
Dearly watch. Probably
yeah.
she spent all the money for the rest of the 2 nights or 3 nights that you have to stay in Tokyo, right? But anyway,
Yeah.
so those are the some scary thing or something unforgettable for me. I passed out, you know. I never woke up.
Okay.
So another one. So that's from our training and our first flight. So what are the funny naman or anything more scary? Like did you ever try emergency situations in flight, Jing?
No.
There's one time that we have to go back to the airport. We took off and then we have to go back to Kaitak Airport. That was Kaitak Airport many moon years ago. And, they said that there's something wrong with the airplane wings. It didn't open up. So that's why we're already in the air for like for 45 minutes. So we went back to the airport. During the time when you were younger, I'm not scared of flying because if something happened to me, my parents, they will get big bucks because,
Very insured.
from our insurance. But now that I'm a grandma, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, everything is so different. But your feeling right now is so different.
Yeah.
You don't want to do daring things. And I remember before when we were young, we used to smoke inside the aircraft. And now there's
Yes, right?
Uh, I love- yeah. Yeah. I remember that.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, way
Yeah.
back then, guys, if you're listening, those audience, yes, we are allowed to smoke during this time. Out the back,
Yeah.
the galley.
Not even the
Down the
passengers
galley. Yeah.
smoke. Marlene, even the passengers smoke, especially the Japanese
Oh yeah, then
people.
it was so smoky,
Oh
right?
my God! It smelled the whole flight. Every time you go home, you smell cigarette. You smell
Yeah, like
your
an
house
ashtray.
cigarette. Yeah, it smells.
So those are
Well,
the crazy thing.
yeah.
What else,
Horrible.
Malu? What funny thing did you ever?
Oh,
I poured
what
the coffee on my passenger's lap, and then
Oh,
I started massaging and putting like that on his pants. And then the other guy said, "I don't mind. You can pour it on me, and you can do that thing to me." And then
oh my
like
God.
I was so innocent, you know. And then it just dawned on me what I was doing. You know, I was doing
Yeah.
on his crotch, doing like removing
Oh
things
my
and putting
God.
compress of cold towels.
Oh my God. I have a similar to yours, to your experience. You know this when they before takeoff they want to order, but
Yeah.
they want to ask for their drink, but they're not in business class. They're just economy,
Uh-huh.
and they were pressing the bell. They want to have their drink, and we were serving, I think, for starter because the flight was delayed. So we were giving them some cocktails, and one of the passengers, this I remember so well because I want to bang that silver tray on his head. Because, he was ding dong. So I pressed, start releasing it, and then I said, excuse me, what would you like? And then, when I pressed it, he puts his leg between my leg. He squeezed it, my leg. So I felt like banging the silver tray on his head. So that's the funniest thing, but it's not funny, but I
And
hate it. And the funniest one is typhoon signal number 10. When we were taking off and I was called to fly by standby or
uh-huh.
something, and then we flew and I was hoping it's going to be canceled. Damn, signal number 10, we took off, and the first person who starts screaming with the turbulence was so abrupt. And guess what? It's me, but at the end, I pretend nothing happened when I was start serving them.
But you were screaming, right? Ah, you were doing.
Oh my gosh, I was in the middle valley, so close to the Marco Polo, So everybody, so when everything went steady, normal, and I pretend that nothing, it's not me. So I said, excuse me, did you say something for the drink or something? Diva.
So back to being like nothing happened and still very, how do you call this, calm.
Yeah. Demure. Nothing happened.
And being
Yeah.
the mirror. Yeah, so how about, did you ever experience like you did not count when you become in charge, like a CA5, you're in charge of the galley and the food in the kitchen,
Oh
and
my
then you're
God.
missing three or four, and
Yeah,
then like,
yeah. Well,
what happened?
I
Where's the
did the
food?
first class. I did the first class, you see, and almost in the first year until I got married. So I got pregnant. So I was like about 6 years. So with my experience, there's so much, but unbelievable.
Yeah,
There's so much.
the
Come
scary
on.
ones is like you did not count well. You know, then suddenly there's full load. You know, it can happen. You're missing two
Yeah,
or one food, then we will go to first class. Said, can I borrow, please? And then
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
yeah, and then how
Happened.
about the when you did not make it? What is the shortest flight to Manila and to Taipei, right? And then here you are full
Yeah.
load, and you haven't put everything yet into their proper places, the food carts. Has it happened to you, Jing?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know that they call it that because we fly from breakfast. During that
Yes,
time,
meal
yeah,
times, hot meals.
we serve all hot meals. So breakfast, it's a 45 minutes flight from Hong Kong to Taipei. 45
Yeah.
minutes, it's always full load. A
Yes,
lot of
Yeah.
passengers. So you have to serve, we're CX7, we're the youngest, the baby. So we did all the dirty jobs. We do everything. So, oh my God. And then we have to put it back before because we are already landing and we're still
trace,
collecting it.
trace.
Yeah. And then the next flight is gonna be, I think, Singapore, either Singapore or Tokyo. That is the longest flight. It's very long.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
little bit like you feel nervous. You get anxiety attacks when, like, a patient, I know, the passenger is still eating so slowly. Like, I feel like, give me the thing, we're
Yeah.
So you know what I did? I would say, sir, we only have 40 minutes, so please eat as fast as you can. So we won't take the tray while you're eating. You're not allowed to say
Yeah.
that, but I just whisper it. So those are one of the anxiety giving situations when it's full load and you are serving three hot meals, breakfast, lunch, and then early dinner probably, right? So
Yeah.
how about funny experiences? I give you one. Manila flights, Hong Kong, Manila, Manila, Hong Kong. And then I always like to collect the trays because it's empty. No forks, no knives, no more. No more of those where you put the desserts and all that. It's all empty. And there are times when like I don't want to embarrass them, you know? Like,
Okay.
uh, sir, masarap ba yung spoon? Sir, did you like the spoon and I've got the small little fruit trays. But anyway, those are the funny things, right? Have you experienced that? Like suddenly your tray was so light, there's nothing in it. Who among you had that funny experience?
Yeah,
Oh
because
my.
especially when your passengers are Filipinos, they like souvenirs, so they take it with them as a souvenir. So that's the reason why when you pick up their tray, it's empty because they uh, they take it with them.
Yeah, like remembrance, miss, remembrance. So sabi ko naman,
Yeah.
okay. And we were not strict naman at that time, right? Like Cathay could afford giving away those things. But can you remember that they were so generous? Our flights were so generous, giving drinks. Like how many? Even if you want to drink the whole tray or the whole bottles of whiskey. I remember when it's a Japanese flight, like Miss Wari, oh Miss Wari, Miss Wari, water with the whiskey,
He's
right?
very good at that. He's very good at that.
Mr. Wally. Yeah, yeah.
So
Mr. Wally.
I can remember now when I'm flying, right? You have to pay for every little thing, right? Soft drinks were free, wines, expensive wine, Riesling wines, French wine, Bordeaux wines were so cheap, you know. And then cognac, Remy Martin, everything was
Mhm.
free, right? So those were the good old days. But nowadays, no more. As we fly, like you pay for everything. And they don't even give hot meals, or you pay for your hot meals, right? Nowadays.
Boxes.
Not
They
unless
serve
you go Europe, of course. When you have longer flights going to Europe, then they serve you hot meals, breakfasts, and dinners, and lunches, and all that. All right, so that are the crazy, funny experiences. How about, did you have funny experiences when you are in other countries? Like you fly to different countries and then you have to stay overnight or 3 nights, 4 nights. I remember we used to have the 7 days flight to Bangkok,
Yes,
right?
we're going to Perth.
Yes, right? So oh, I love those flights, you know. And we
And
used
you know
to,
what?
yeah.
We also get a bigger allowance. I remember us before, Malu,
Yeah.
Marlene, we
Yes?
get a bigger allowance, and what we do, we don't want to spend that money. We get our food or crackers or tea in the
Okay. Yeah.
aircraft, and then
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
will starve ourselves. And the money, especially going to Sydney and Perth, you have big allowance. We buy clothes, we buy souvenirs. That's what we
Yeah.
do. We don't want to eat. We get the
We
food from.
save. You don't even need
Yeah.
your money because somebody's already waiting for me in Perth or somewhere else to buy me dinners or take me out. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Other relatives or relatives of friends or guys on the flight who already invited you for the next 3 days. And then
Yeah,
you will
and
bring
And
your friends
also,
us.
along.
Yeah.
when I went to Bangkok, the captain told us we're going out tonight, the whole crew. So I'm so innocent. I don't know. We went to this place. This is just for tourists. It's a bad area, Malu. We watched something there.
Oh, in Bangkok. Bangkok.
Bangkok, yeah. And we went,
Oh,
the
oh,
pilot said, tell the crew, we're
Hong
all
Kong?
going out tonight. We're going to have dinner and we're going to go to that place that they took us. Oh my God, that was, oh, what is this? I was so scared. That was my
Me
first
too.
experience in
I was shocked. Like
yeah.
suddenly I sit down
Culture
and I
shock.
wanted to sit in front, and then there you are, ping pong balls going into somebody's woman's things. It was so funny. And
Yeah.
smoking. I said, how does she do that? How can it smoke?
And that was a culture shock.
Yeah,
My
me too.
first
That was
Bangkok.
funny. And then a lot of things. So I was shocked. That was the first culture shock I ever had. Those sex thing exhibitions in Bangkok. But let me read something. Somebody's watching. Hi, Professor Pam, my cousin. He said, "What was your? Have you ever experienced passengers feeling attracted or amorous to you guys? And how did you deal with them pursuing you or courting you during the flight? Have you ever experienced somebody really gaga on you, liking you, and already starting to buy your perfume, or already
Uh,
giving you letter and likes you, and when we arrive, I would like to take you.
uh,
So have you got experience like that, Jane? Pam is asking. Hi, Pam.
Okay, I do, but during that time when I became a flight stewardess, I left a boyfriend back in Manila. I'm so in love, and he became my husband. So I could tell that they guys are wanting you, but I ignore all that because I'm a single, you know. I'm so madly in love with my boyfriend. That's why I get out and I got married right away. So you could tell, but some girls, they could tell you because they love to be chased,
Yeah.
Malu.
So you never have any experience, wherein somebody really likes you, especially when we go to the Middle Eastern one,
oh
wherein
my God.
really,
Yeah.
if possible,
Yeah.
you make a contract already to them, and that you will go out with them. Just said, I'll be waiting in the lobby, and I won't leave without you. You know?
Uh,
So yes, we
yeah.
were chased, Pam, and then we have a diplomatic way of refusing. And when you see them in the at the hotel, then I pretend to hug my first officer or my captain, and then I will just go say, "I'm sorry, but my boyfriend doesn't allow me to go out today." So there's a nice way of or diplomatically saying no, or get one of the good-looking stewards and say, "I'm sorry, but my
Yeah.
boyfriend doesn't allow me. But I don't mind if you him and me and another girl comes. Is it okay?" And there are times when they allow it. Parang they're just feeling embarrassed na lang siguro. So how about you,
Yeah.
Malu? Were you ever is there any somebody who's really fatally attracted to you on board?
I'm sure they are, but then I don't know. I'm sure they are many, but I just ignore them. I give them a big smile. That's about it, and nothing else. When I get off to the outstation, and I say goodbye, that's it.
Well, I
I'm
heard
friendly.
some of our
Nothing else.
friends that they also get indecent proposal, like they get money in the envelope and say,
Like,
"Buy you a dress and I'll take you to dinner when we
Or
arrive."
shop. It never happened to me. I wish. No, it never happened.
and then
Yeah.
Martin, I think during that time, because we're young, we are more want to party a lot. If someone will invite us, I always take the group. I will not just go out alone. It's because it's so scary that you're young and going out the first time that you meet it's just so scary. So if I do that before, when we used to do that in our club, we always have to bring everybody with us, so like a group date.
Yeah, one time I dared alone because he was he was in the business class, and so he was kind of from Melbourne, and he's got a good nice calling card, CEO, blah blah blah, and so I dared to date him in Melbourne.
Oh.
So yes, Pam, and then he's really good looking. You can't say no. And actually, he was an American. I still remember his last name. Uh, and then based in Melbourne, actually, and tall and handsome. But I don't know. I think in those years, when the first year of my flight, I was just focused on my work, and I really was not thinking of really long time partners. I was having fun in the first 2 years, with like everyone to me was fun. Like, okay, let's go have a date, but no emotion, like. And then to them, they said, one guy said to me, "Thank you for allowing me to take you out because," I said, you know, it's such an honor to be dating a stewardess. Like it's their first time and that's their bucket list to be able to dine with a stewardess. During our time, everybody wanted to be married to a flight stewardess. There were no such thing as top models, top actors. Everybody wanted to be married to a stewardess. And you know why, right? What do you think? Why do you think they wanted to marry us,
We're
Malu?
young, beautiful.
Tell me. Tell me.
And not only that, I mean, we are well versed to many things. We are good hostess. We
Mm.
They know that we can serve well, we can speak well, and we know what's going on in the world mostly, right? So and during that time, then our time, they really wanted beautiful girls, and certain height. Remember, there were certain
Mm-hmm.
looks that the airline
Gucci
can.
jeans, yeah. The one, the Parucci, the tight jeans.
Oh my God!
Parucci,
You know how it
yeah.
cost us $500. I bought that pants. Hiroshi
Me
really
too.
need me.
Me too.
Yeah,
I had to get that
yeah,
Ferrucci jeans. And I
yeah.
remember, it was Marinelle who was dating the guy who owned Ferrucci, or the guy who was bringing in Ferrucci,
Yeah,
whoever that guy.
yeah.
Guidini, or what's a Guidini, whatever his name. I can still remember him. We went out to for drinks with him. So
Then before we get paid, Marlene, remember, we already before. before we get paid, we're already there in Bang Bang. You know Bang Bang during.
Yes! We bought the
I had
latest
all the
Bang Bang
collection.
collection.
Number
I had all the
one,
new collection of Bang Bang.
Nathan Road. At Nathan Road. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Bang Bang. It's a certain brand then, guys, who you never know way back the 80s, early 80s. That was the in pants, and everybody from all over the world go to Hong Kong just to buy that. And I remember Jean would say, let's go and buy. We always have the latest. And the underwear, Marks and Spencer.
Where is Michael's? Is it
St.
Michael's?
Michael's, Mark and Spencer. Michael's, right?
Yeah.
How do you call that?
And,
Saint Michael ba yun? Na underwears. We didn't
yeah.
have we didn't have Victoria's Secret then, right?
Yeah.
So those are the nice things. And let me see who is. Can you tell me not to be quiet? Okay, so what does he want? Did you ask what the? I think Melanie, one of our other crew, wala akong Zoom sa apps ko. Oh, why? Oh no, so she cannot even. So can you talk to her and tell her she can watch us in Facebook? All right, so those are just some of the nice funny things, and that was the question of Pam. And earlier she asked us is what were the unforgettable experiences we had during training, which we talked already, right? The jumping, that was my unforgettable. I really hesitated for a second, before I jump. So,
Yeah.
and the scary ones. Otherwise, everything is okay. Swimming was okay. The food service were okay. So, other scary is like when you are in the middle of a typhoon and then the plane is really having a lot of air pockets and then you're holding and then you're jumping. And I used to be good at it. I jump with holding, right? You're not supposed to stay.
You know how to balance.
Yes, you
Yeah.
have to balance and then go with the thing, even with the coffee, hot and cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember the
Right.
hot coffee, hot tea, and
Oh,
there it comes. So you would jump, and then
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
passenger said, "I'm fascinated. I was watching you all the time during turbulence. We are here so scared, and here you are. You are like dancing with your coffee." And teapots,
Yeah.
right?
So
And remember when we have to pour it, and then the
Yeah.
clients and the passenger will be also moving, and then say, "Sir, put it on your table. I'll be the one to pour it." So yeah, so those are the funny. So no more scary, right? And anything more funny, unforgettable?
Oh gosh. So
How
much.
about, I remember when we used to fly to, especially the Middle Eastern, Australia, and all that, there will be a lot of guys already in the lobby. And then sometimes you already get flowers or indecent proposal letter. Not naman indecent. I mean, like inviting you to dinner already, slip into your room. I said, how do they know this is my room? Or probably they are friends with the check-in counters, right? Who are the pretty girls there? Who are the nice ones there? They said, sleep on this one and I'll pay you. That's what I heard from the guy when I asked them. I said, yeah, we will send champagne before you arrive and flowers already. And sometimes they know already who are the crew because when the bus come to pick us up, you already have the names of the crew.
Oh,
So
okay.
then they got, and then I remember when we come to the lobby with all our beautiful uniforms, all the guys will be, I can hear them whispering, said, "Oh, I like that one. I like that one." And they said they would wait that, hoping that we will go down and maybe go out to do something, and then they will take their chances if it's just you girls who are there, you know. So, and then sometimes you just get when you're scared, I'm sorry, but I'm not allowed to go out. I have to wake up early tomorrow. Then they say, can we just have a nice dinner in your hotel then? So I feel safe with my friend, with my roommate. They say, why not? We are in our own room, so we don't need to pay for our dinner, right? So then, those were nice things. So you'll just have to weigh how safe it is when you go out with the guys. So if it's in the hotel, well, nothing can bad happen to you, right? Anyway, so any so who had many boyfriends? Did you ever get a boyfriend in flight and became your boyfriend, Malu?
No, I've been a good girl.
So how did you
Girl.
date those guys?
I, you pardon me?
I mean, did you not
No,
ever date anyone?
no, no. I met my husband on a fashion show after the flight. So each flight, but it's been a long time. So
But I
no, not
remember,
really.
I remember you used
No.
to know a flight officer from Qantas, and then I dated
Mhm.
him too in Australia.
Yeah.
Apparently, like he knows you or you went out together, and then I also he invited me when I was there. I think he was on my flight. You know, they're dead. How do you call it? And they fly on somebody in their uniform because they're flying the next day to another place. But anyway, so that's just the one guy that I saw who knows you, Malu.
Oh.
But anyway, so he took me to dinner. It was a safe dinner because he knows you. So I said, okay, I feel safe. And again, he took me to dinner to the same hotel. Where because most of the hotels, one thing nice with us, we were given the
You
first
know?
class hotels. Remember, we were staying always in first class hotels.
Yeah. Well, you know who you can ask so much about this is Marinelle. She got so much la mierda galore. Diba?
True, true,
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
Melanie would know more.
I know
Melanie.
how I wish Melanie is there. We have to do a
Yeah.
part two of this one. Yes, Jing, you want to say
Okay.
something?
Yeah, I remember Melanie was dating a crew control guy, because he comes and see us at the flat. And Marinelle, that's the one thing I was worried with Marinelle because when she met somebody in the airplane as a passenger, she will give our flat address, and then we will have a visitor. And I'm so worried about
An
that. I'm so worried
unannounced
because
visitor?
an announced visitor, and then you just met the guy, and you will give the our apartment, and and that was the scary part. I know. I remember Marinelle. Thank you, Malu. I remember Marinelle. Yeah,
Yeah,
all of us were all behaved. We're all
yeah,
nice girls when we were flight stewardess. But with Marinelle, I remember that she will invite everybody.
I was just telling my friends and my daughters. I said, guys, we're so easy. There are too many. We don't know who to go to. you know, in
Yeah.
flight, there's so many to choose from. That's why when I see friends like, because we were staying at Beacon Hill, by the way, the beautiful place of Beacon Hill in Kowloon, Hong Kong, and they what did I want to say? So I got distracted. What did I wanted to say? I forgot.
Staying at Hollywood Top Beacon Hill
Yes,
and the flat.
we were
Yeah.
in Beacon Hill, and a lot of girls would be crying. I know Jing would say, "Oh, somebody's crying downstairs. I think the boyfriend broke up with her." Blah blah blah. And I used to say,
Yeah.
"You're a beautiful stewardess. You cry for one man." So he said, "There's so many men in flight. You can always find the next one." It was funny. That's why
Yeah, I
in
don't trust them. I'm sorry.
pardon me.
I don't, when they fall in love to you right away, I don't trust it.
Of course, and and you, Jing, you only had one in your whole life. In all flight, flying
You got it.
with Cathay
It's
Pacific, you only stayed home and waited for the letters of June. Right? Okay, so the next topic is, so what did you learn? Like, what are your life lessons that has a great impact being a flight stewardess? There's something like, did it help you to be a better woman? Did it give you self confidence? Did it make you a little bit of who you are? So let's start. Can you do it, Malu?
Yeah. the biggest impact for me is that being a stewardess is I could travel everywhere. I knew different culture of different parts of the world, and it's nice that I can share this with my children that we travel together and with their experience that we discover what we like and shopping and yeah, and I enjoy being with my children and sharing this to her and to my grandchildren too, pretty
Yeah.
soon.
So that's
Yeah,
good. You
enjoy.
become multicultural, diba? And then
Yeah, yeah,
it really adds up to your confidence, and values
yeah.
in
It
life,
will.
because
Right.
you become less racist because you get to know the culture, how Japanese are,
Mm-hmm.
how the Chinese are, how the Europeans are,
Yeah,
because handling passengers,
people.
you have to be very
Yeah,
diplomatic, and you must know, be well versed a little bit where they come from, and then being able to let us travel during our
yeah,
holidays for free,
yeah.
or sometimes just pay a little bit to go everywhere. And I'm sure Jing only went to the Philippines during holidays.
Well, there was one time that when we were a flight stewardess, I'm a crew going to Tokyo. It's a turnaround flight, and my boyfriend, he will tell me that he will be in Tokyo that day. So, I bought a ticket. I flew back to Tokyo because I had 3 days day off. So I stayed with him.
Oh,
We
wow.
do things like that, right? And then when we have like 2 days off, I'll go to Manila, and I will not tell my parents that I'm in Manila. I will hide because they might see me. They knew that I'm in Hong Kong, so that's why I have to hide from my sister, from my brothers, from my parents, that pretending that I'm in Hong Kong, but actually I'm in Manila. Things like that.
Luckily, we didn't have then the gadgets now we're in. Hi, Jing, where are you? I want to see your
I,
face.
I know you don't have that.
Right? We didn't have then the mobile phones. So how about you, Malu?
Was
So
that? Sorry.
yeah, you did already the greatest impact. I mean, Jing. So what was
Well,
the greatest impact to you being a former flight crew?
It's very rewarding being, although I did not stay long, it's very rewarding to be a flight stewardess is because, like what Malu said, that you see places, you experience international traveling, because the farthest I went when I was with Cathay Pacific was, I think, I went to Bahrain. So that was my first really long flight aside from Sydney and Perth. And you learn the language, the culture, the food. So those are the very rewarding things that happen to us flight stewardess during that time, because especially travel is very expensive nowadays. So we were able to see places since I did not fly very long. So now I am starting flying all over the world because I had that experience that, oh my God, I love to travel. I want to see the world. So that's what the most rewarding part of being a flight stewardess.
Because you could have free travels, right?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, before we go to this great impact that being a stewardess gave to us, I just want to share again this funny thing that happened to me, crazy thing that happened. First time we were talking about flight to Bahrain, right? And then I got we just opened, Cathay Pacific just opened to go flying to the Middle East, like Bahrain, right? And then I went to Bahrain, and then I wanted to eat something out. So I said, my roommate, oh, I think it was Emily. Emily,
Garcia.
na,
Garcia.
is it Garcia, the pretty one and tall? Another Emily's, I forgot. But anyway, she looks like me actually. They can mistaken us as sisters, you know. And so we dressed up, and then just put my jeans, tight jeans, and then actually my Ferrucci because it fits so well. And then I just wore a
Yeah.
t-shirt, And then when we got out, it opened. OMG, it was 49 degrees. Ah! I said, what's wrong? Oh my goodness, it's burning.
Yeah.
It's like an oven.
It smokes
Yeah.
everywhere there.
So I said, Mom, we never go out at this time. So you wait
Did
till
you
the
go and
sun.
get the food?
Yeah.
Did you go
So
and
then,
get?
yeah, you wait for the sun to go down a little bit, right? So they said, go out at this if you want, go shopping and eat something. So then we just ate in the room. And then the second thing is when finally we could go out around 4 p.m., 5, and it was a little bit bearable. So we went out in a taxi to the commercial area to buy something, in Bahrain. I forgot I went braless.
Ah!
I was wearing a t-shirt and I forgot. It wasn't see-through, but it can see that I didn't have a bra. And the whole Bahraini guy in the supermarket were following me. And then one of the guy who's selling gold pulled me inside the shop and say, Miss, stay here and I have a gift for you. Then she gave me an ABBA.
Really?
Gave
What
me
an
an ABBA to
experience.
cover myself. I said, you don't have a bra. He said,
Oh.
how can they see? Sabi ko, it's why we can see. They said, you're gonna cause a revolution outside if you go out like that. So then you have to let them go out and let them disperse. So then he let me wear the ABBA like a black then. Then I was able to go out, go home safely. So that was
Because
one crazy funny thing that happened to me.
because Bahrain is all the women they wear veil. They're
ABBA.
very conservative.
Okay.
Then Bahrain is a small country. You could tour the whole place for an hour.
Yeah.
We did all that.
Yes.
Yeah, an hour. And I remember that because going to Bahrain is very expensive. During that time, our hotel cost us like $500.
Yes, Gulf Hotel.
So the three of us stay in a room. Usually we get our own room.
Yeah.
But in Bahrain, we were asked that three flight stewardesses will be staying together. And even the captain and the flight engineer, they all stay together because Bahrain is a very expensive place. I remember. But we get big allowance.
Allowances, right? And I love to shop there. I like their things and I like their food. Yeah, I was able to see all the nice things Bahrain could show their tourist spots. Anyway, so I just I want to share that the funny thing that happened going to the Middle East in Bahrain in braless. Cause a havoc or a revolution of all the males. Anyway, so continue. So those are the greatest impact. For me, the greatest impact also is yes, I became multicultural, and then the traveling parts, and then we get to get a lot of freebies being a stewardess. When you go to a perfumery, they'll give you 40 to 60% discount, sometimes free. And then when you go to a makeup counter, they almost give you everything, for free. And just tell them
Yeah.
this is my products, right? And talking about
Yeah.
Bahrain, I love the makeups of the Middle East because they are really beautiful colors. And remember, we used to buy the one that you put in the eye for darkening the lower eyelid, and then it's supposed to be good for the eyes. The
Yeah,
Indian
yeah.
liner, or they call it the
Yeah.
Middle Eastern eyeliner, black eyeliner, right? And
Right.
yeah, so those are the things that I'm so greatest impact. Yes, it added up to my confidence, knowing how to deal with people, how to talk with people, how to serve people, especially if you've done the first class, So there's a sort of like super confidence. And then during our time being a stewardess, there's always this, they say, that's what those people are saying, the guys. They say you have that, you girls, when you walk with your hat on, there's just something about you so classy and just so admirable, like looking at these beautiful girls. So yes, it added up
No,
for me
no.
real good self-esteem, confidence, and like value. I really valued much to be a stewardess. Like they really looked up to us, unlike this time, like during our time you were really treated well, staying in first class, good allowances and all that, right? And
And
we
very
were,
small.
pardon?
Small. We were just 3,000 that time when we joined. We were only 3,000, but now it's over 10,000 crews that even know
Really?
each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
During our time, it's only 3,000.
because during that time then only those rich people can afford to fly, right? Business people and
Right.
people with money. But nowadays kasi there's so many flights back and forth every hour,
Yeah.
you know, right? Or there are even two flights of CX for going to a same place with different planes during that time. What I love about it is when we could rest. We were never really tired. They always gave us
Flying
enough time to rest.
hours is only like seven. The flying hours is very short, not like now,
I
nowadays.
know. It's like a
They're
slave to
one,
be a stewardess now.
yeah, yeah,
During our
during
time, you really need 14 hours rest. You're not allowed to
yeah,
fly again
days.
less than 14 hours rest, right?
We
And then
were
how
one
about
of
the
the
funny
lucky.
thing? When we have a
Yeah.
date and we have to cancel our flights, I remember we used to have a doctor, remember?
Oh yeah, we play sick.
You
We
play
play sick.
sick and then,
Yeah.
okay, how did you
Okay.
play sick? We will drink. Okay, Jing.
You
Yeah.
know what? Oh my God, we're so very good when we're reporting sick. You know,
Yeah.
we have the red pepper. We snip that
Oh
red
yeah.
pepper. So when we go see a doctor, we're crying because because of that red pepper that we snip, and then the doctor will say, "No, you cannot cry. You have a cold," and give me 3 days off. Yeah, but when you get those 3 days off, you can't go anywhere. They check your passport if you will
Of
be
course, you're
traveling.
not
You're
allowed.
not supposed to travel
Yeah,
because it will break your eardrum when you
correct,
have a
correct,
cold. So
correct, correct.
okay, you'll be off for 3 days, but they didn't know that my boyfriend is in Hong Kong, so I'm staying in Hong Kong.
How about you,
So
Malu? What
And you
were
get
your tricks to get sick?
no, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I see this red pepper chili, the red pepper that noodles from Bangkok. That's coming from June, our Thai flat place. And then you sniff it, and then you sniff it until you get really your red eyes, and then you get a very hot, and you get in a taxi. You call a taxi, and then you always get you get a high. You're very hot and sweating. And then immediately you go to Dr. Leo's and say, "Oh my God, I can't fly today. Please let me get." So he gives you, yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah,
And then when you can't come back home, you have a quick shower. Here I go, and
go
then
for
you go to,
date. I remember,
yeah,
Malu, you did that because
right.
Marin and I invited you to go out and said, no, but I have like, call in sick, call in sick. And then we will be waiting outside
Yeah.
while you're pretending to be sick. But with me and naman, I will never sniff Jum's pepper. I don't like it. You know what I would do? I would drink. They say drink a very hot tea before you go see the doctor, so the temperature is hot. So I will have the
Oh,
hot tea there waiting
yeah,
while waiting
yeah.
for my turn. Then I will drink it quickly as much as I can. And then when they see the temperature, it's hot. But the
Do you
worst,
remember
oh
the
yeah,
doctor's name? Do you remember the doctor's name? He's so good looking. The
yeah.
doctor, the Hyatt.
What's his name?
Valentine, Dr.
Valentine,
Valentine.
Dr.
Yeah, yeah,
Valentine,
yeah,
Valentine. Yeah, yeah. And
yeah.
I always
Yeah,
go to him, but all the girls go to him, right? You always. And then there was another
yeah,
doctor. I
yeah.
don't know who did it. I thought it was Chinese. I could. There was no Valentine was full, and I couldn't. You know what I did? I made a. Remember when I have something here on my wrist? I still have the scar, like a ganglion cyst. Like it's kind of
You
big,
have
a little
nerve.
bit like that. And I said, it hurts when I open the wine and like this, and like it's hurting now. So I would like to rest it. I cannot open the wines. You know what? Immediately she put me in the emergency and cut me right there and removed the
Oh,
ganglion cyst. I still have the scar.
oh God! Oh my God!
That's why you
Oh
get
my
more
God!
lying.
No, but wait a minute.
Oh,
So then I got operated. So then really I am on a sling and I could not really fly and they gave me 10 days off.
Wow.
oh, but
And it
then,
took only
oh
one
God!
hour to take the
Oh
whole
my
thing
God! I
out.
got low back. What is this going on? What's going on?
You're on low
What's
back?
going?
Are you low bat?
Yeah. As
Or
my iPad. Oh dear
Charge
me.
your Wi-Fi, charge your phone.
Oh
yes.
shucks, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
And
Wait, you gotta
also,
explain
yes,
it.
if we are
You're gonna
people, guys,
charge
you're
it.
still watching. Uh, Jareen, how we gonna continue? I think I only put 2 hours and a half. So anyway,
Oh great.
so
No, no, I'm gonna get my iPhone then. I'm gonna use it. So this is
how you gonna do that?
I'm gonna use this.
Oh, you're gonna transfer there?
Yeah, I'll just turn it off. Yeah, but I need yeah, I hope he is back.
So anyway, so let's
What?
continue, Jing. So what
Yeah.
if you would be your 16 years old self? You'd be young again.
Yes.
What are the things you should do when you did not do it at that age? So what will you tell your 16 years old self?
You know, because during the time when we were flying, once you get married and have start having children, you can't fly anymore. That was the time that I remember now that if they allow me, even if I get married, if they allow me to fly, I will continue to fly, to explore, to see the world for free. You know, that is the most reward for us like stewardess to see the world, even you working, getting paid, look so elegant, look so beautiful, and who knows, you could meet your future husband. So, you know, if I have a daughter or a granddaughter right now, explore, be a flight stewardess, because that's the only time that it's so rewarding for you to see the world
For free.
without or for free. For
Correct. And you get paid for it to see the
and
world.
you get paid for it and you look so elegant. If I would be given a chance now, I still want to fly. But I'm not. But most of flight stewardess here in America, they don't discriminate age. During our time, once you get married and have children, you can't fly. They only approve that they have a union. I heard from two of the flight stewardess that they now could retire at the age of 55. Before us is 45. Now 55. So it's they could stay longer.
Okay, wait a minute. Am I supposed to admit her again? Can you come and see? So what happened to Malu? Anyway, so yeah, I would say the same. At 16, go see the world, fly like an eagle. You know, if you can be a stewardess, yes, why not? You will see the world for free, and follow your dreams, and don't get married too early, like my friend there. I will not get married so early. That's what I would tell her. Hey, we had to welcome Melanie, our former friend called Melanie Gramonte, but now she is Melanie Carrion. Hi, Mel. Say hello.
Finally, she get in.
Uh, Melanie, switch on your microphone. Hi. You don't hear us, Melanie. Can you hear us? Can you speak, Melanie? Can you hear me? Cannot. Can you tell her to? Anyway, so Melanie, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Say hi, Mel. You better press your earphone very well and then put your microphone on volume. Okay, while you're doing that, she's gonna message you. We cannot hear you. Anyway, how about you, Malu? So what? If you would say something to your old self, to your 16-year-old self, what are the things you would tell yourself at the age of 16? I mean, the things that you missed out or whatever.
Well, I'm going to tell her, I'm going to be very proud of her, go with her dreams, fight for it, and do it. Whatever she dreams, go for it. And have a strong faith and prayers. It's very important that she needs, to give her strength and to go with her dreams. Yeah.
Okay, so we cannot hear what's her name more. We're trying to let her in.
Melanie.
Yes.
Oh my God, Christina is on. Okay, I got it. I got it.
Anyway, so what would I tell my? So what else, Jing? Do you want to say anything more about what would you tell your 16-year-old self?
Yeah, like even my grandchildren back in the Philippines, I always tell them that just follow your dreams. Me, I, if I could have, if I have the chance, I still want to fly even right now because it's so rewarding. Rewarding being a flight stewardess. And I love to eat. Knowing me, I love to eat. I eat mostly all international food, and I love to cook. And you learn it through traveling.
Yes,
So
you learn
even
different kind of food.
I'm so innocent when I was a flight stewardess. I don't know the difference between the white and the red wine. Well, things like that. You learn all that, being a
Yes.
flight stewardess. So
Yeah.
if that's why even when I went to Hong Kong, I was already a college graduate, but still I choose to be a flight stewardess because being working in the bank, I can't go nowhere. I could only I will just be giving money out, and it's not like being a flight stewardess. You look so elegant, you look so beautiful with your hat and everything. It's just so exciting,
I think to
and
be a stewardess during our time, it's every woman's dream,
yeah,
to
it's
be
not
able
easy.
to
It's
become
hard.
one. Yeah, I had to choose between finishing medicine or go to medicine, and I already enrolled in medicine, and then I had to choose between a stewardess in Philippine Airlines and then pursuing my medical class or my pre-med. And then I choose to be a stewardess. I said, well, this is a lifetime. I can never be a stewardess again. And then and I will tell you one time a story how I became a stewardess with Philippine Airlines, because I don't know if we have time. But then yes, the what I would tell myself is yes, follow your dream. Just do
Yeah.
it. Don't marry early.
Yeah.
And make yourself whole, you know. Be self-actualized in all sense. Be self-reliant, uh, physically, financially, and then that belongingness, you should first belong to yourself. Always love yourself first. Get to know who you are really, and what you really want out of life, because if you start to know who you are and what you want out of life, then lesser confusions in life, and then being independent, you know, uh, financially especially, and also how do you call this, and being self-actualized in many 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 things. A woman should be a whole and self-reliant to herself, and that's what I will tell that self, and I'm that 16 again, that be self-actualized, follow all your dreams, what you want to become, and always be the best version of yourself. Oh, how about you, Mel? Let me hear you.
Hey, welcome.
Mel, I don't see your face. You hid. Yes.
There you go.
Can you hear us, Melanie? Aday? We can't hear her. How come we cannot hear you? Mel, Jarin, we cannot hear her. Okay, I think my PA is gonna speak with you. She will text you how you're gonna have the audio. You know, Mel. Oh, what a poor thing. Melanie has got the most experiences and funny experiences and crazy experiences. Sayang, we cannot hear her. So
Yeah, I love to hear her.
Wait, our my PA is starting to try how she can come in, but she is in. But how come she cannot?
Malu, how long did you fly?
I've been flying for 6 years, and then until I got pregnant. Yeah, yeah, that's about it. And then yeah, but I'm nearly in the first class, and then first class, and then chief purser. But then I resigned, and that's about it. Yeah,
Yeah. Mel,
but it was nice. Like that.
Jareen is gonna talk to you. I'm sorry. So while waiting for Mel, so let's continue. So yes, what were you saying, Malu? So now at this age, of all the experiences that we
Yeah.
did, so what are the good life lessons that you learned along the way?
Well, I'm so happy for what I am now, and I can share this with my grandchildren, with my experience with my daughter. We can travel together, we do things together, we do our workout. I do the yoga now, by the way, and I'm happy being a grandma, doing the gardening and doing my yoga, fitness, and I do art painting now. I'm doing some artwork, media, and coloring.
So I
That
can.
can,
So in a nutshell, I think your life lesson is having a good, happy life. Take life as it is.
enjoy, yeah, enjoying.
Enjoy, and married life you
I'm
still
here.
enjoy. Yes, can we hear you now?
Yes.
Hi, Mel. Okay, let's give way to Mel. It's okay, Mel.
Hello.
Hello. So, what you have to tell them briefly now? What are funniest experience in the airline?
Sandali lang po. I apologize muna for being very late. May problema ako dito kasi sa gadget. Actually kasi daughter ko lahat nag-aasikaso eh. And when she's not around, yeah, I'm so dependent on her. I don't know what to do anymore. But somehow I managed and here I am and a pleasant good evening to each and every one of us. And everyone who are listening.
Yes, so
So
that was
ngayon,
Melanie who was
yan,
our flatmate.
yes, we're together. Anyway, ayan, all of us, right? We're all in together.
Yes.
Except for iba na, sorry na lang, wala yung si Jing, sorry, Jing, si Ambala, si Charo, tsaka si June, and Marinel.
I'm trying to find Cherry on Facebook.
I miss them a lot. Anyway, going back to your question, Ma'am Marlene, tinanong niyo po yung funny experiences
What
ko.
ano, ma'am? Excuse me. Anong ma'am dyan, Mel? Just say Marlene.
She's so Filipino, huh?
Ay, still!
Okay.
Alam mo, mas matanda ako sa'yo, but you're holding a designation. So it's only proper that I should address you according to your designation. Ito po. Basta natatandaan ko, nung funny experiences ko, remember, I used to fly Philippine Airlines too, domestic. Ang naalala ko, you know, I was serving in the cabin. Ako sa pansin ko, napakainit ng cabin. So, pupunta ako dun sa galley because we were flying the Hawker Sidley 748 or HL748 na may propeller type pa, di ba? Katulad ng DC-3. So, dire-diretso ako sa cabin. I saw the panel control. Yun sanang i-control ko. Pero, may nangyari sa akin, bila ako nalaglag. Saan nila, I found myself sa baggage compartment. Tapos sabi ko, where am I? Para ako napunta sa ibang lugar. Bakit parang maleta dito? And suddenly, I realized, nalaglag ako sa baggage compartment. So, when I looked up, the galley was up there. Yung pala, yung junior ko, nalimutan niya ibalik yung trash bin. So, hindi ba yung trash bin, alala mo, dun sa galley sa HL748. Tapos, natakpan yun. So, she forgot the flap was open, but the bin was not there. Kaya dire-diretso ko doon. I had to call her out to, take me out from there. And then, syempre, I had to reprimand her and remind her later on Saturday, so next flight, no, don't let that happen anymore to your colleagues. And that is not safe. That's one of my funny experiences.
Oh my God. Because I remember the HS748, the front will be the pilot area, and then we have the galley after the pilot place, and then there's cargo.
Right?
always only netted, and sometimes if you don't lock it well, you could really fall into the.
Yeah, and I really did. It was
Oh
so
my God,
embarrassing.
that's so
But
fun.
lucky, ang nakakaalam lang ako at saka yung junior ko. And I didn't have to report that to the office anyway. Naawa ko sa junior ko.
Yeah.
And
Anyway,
so
so ano
another
pa?
funny
Yes. What more?
Another funny experience naman sa Cathay Pacific. What I remember most and so embarrassing. Usually, di ba, as we serve the crew, I mean the passengers sa cabin, di ba, we get these compliments like, you are pretty, especially from the Japanese tourists. Do you ever experience those? I'm sure you did, right? You've been called pretty, beautiful by all your passengers. I had that experience too, but the funniest thing and the most embarrassing for me, one of the Japanese passenger gestured me to go to him, no, just going like this. Tapos I approached him and I asked him, yes sir, what can I do for you? And then he asked me this question. Or actually, it wasn't a question. I thought he was telling me, you're pretty. He was telling me like that. So, of course, I was elated at the same time, flattered. So I said, thank you, sir. And I was about to walk off. But he called me back. And I said, yes, sir, what can I do for you again? And you know what he said? I asked if you have green tea. So I said, what? How did you think I reacted? I said, thank you. I said thank you again, para nagpalusot. And that was to be very embarrassing. But yes sir, I will get your green tea. And
Akala mo,
I was
sabi
so
niya, you're
embarrassed.
pretty. You think you said she was pretty, green tea pala.
Yeah. So that is one of those funny, So I mean, it's those two that I remember the most. And
Yeah.
there's another one, pero yung isa yun, we used to serve cold towels and hot towels to passengers, right? So ito naman one of this, passenger, pero I think first time niya sa flight I gave her a cold towel. She was about to put it in her mouth. So pa yun.
Ano, eat it
But
as
then
an ice candy?
She was going to suck on it, I think, because it wasn't very hot. It was summertime Pero ayaw ko nang anahin yun.
The cold one. So, what
So,
else?
yun na lang. Yun na. So far, yun na lang muna.
How about
Your other embarrassing
okay,
moments.
those are the embarrassing. So, anything scary that happened to you?
Oh, scary. Yes, indeed. The scary part, let me see. That was, when I was flying the HS748 on Philippine Airlines, domestic. One of the passengers was a tourist. It was a foreigner. It was a foreign woman. She was sitting right there by the window, and you could look out and see the propellers. And then she called my attention. She called me suddenly. I said, yes. And then she showed me the propellers stopped. Imagine we were up in the air and the propellers stopped. We were cruising altitude. And that was really scary. And my reaction, of course, was panic. But then I didn't have to show them that I was panicking. But that's one of our training. Never show the passengers that you're panicking.
Yes.
So I controlled my emotions and I assured her, everything will be all right. We'll talk to the captain. So, and then suddenly an announcement came. And then I think, yes, it was something again like hydraulic power. So, well, our captains at that time managed it somehow and we landed safely.
Yeah, I think you can
And
fly
that-
with single propeller during
Yes.
that time. But it should be on a nice weather, So,
Oh, that was summertime. It was a beautiful weather and two propellers stopped. It was really scary. We thought we were going to crash. And then that was on Philippine Airlines. And then on Cathay Pacific, the most scary was we were about to land at Kaitak, right? Kaitak, Kowloon. And suddenly, we were noticing, why is it that it's taking so long for us to land? And we could feel that the aircraft, or the pilot was doing his rounds up and around and around and around. So what's happening is how do you call it? Nagbabawas ng gasolina?
yeah,
So that,
trying to take
nagbabawas ng gasolina. So there must be something wrong. Even pala later on, the flight deck announced that we're having hydraulic power. Again, hydraulic power. So we might not be able to land safely. So we were preparing for water ditching emergency procedure that time. We were about to, because the pilots already warned our chief purser, and our chief purser communicated to us, But miraculously, we managed to land safely at Caltech.
Ah,
So far, those are.
so those are the scary ones. So anything more?
Yeah.
Wala na? Tapos na?
For this, tapos na. I take up so much of the time. I do apologize.
No, it's okay. So if you would be, so what's the greatest impact that gave you being a flight stewardess?
The greatest impact, actually, it was all a combination of all. First, support from my parents and my family. Second, what I learned from being a flight stewardess, both of Philippine Airlines and Cathay Pacific. And then it made me a better person what I am now. Because it made me more courageous and adventurous to that extent. That's why I resigned. When I resigned, I did everything that I wanted, to do. But in my experience, all this, will mean nothing if we don't ask help from the one up above. Because without his guidance, you will not be able to do anything that you want. And I'm very, in my observation, even if you go on the wrong path, if you're destined for this certain path that's meant to be for you, you will still end up there. And
That's true.
yeah, that's what I consider.
Yeah. So if you would be your 16 years old self, what would you tell her?
Well, since I have no granddaughter yet at that age, or I think if I come across, I have come across in fact one, but if ever I come across other 16-year-olds, especially female, yes, I would, what would I say? I would advise them na, okay, darling, do whatever you want in life and go for it. Don't ever give up and don't let others get you down and don't let them discourage you. However, whatever you do, whatever you want, to reach the top or you want to reach your goal, don't ever step on people and using them and then. But there are times you can't help it, but you have to use people. However, if you have to use people, be sure that you return your gratitude later on when you have succeeded.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Additional to that, if I would see myself or I tell myself, my 16-year-old self, that, like being a woman, you don't need a man really, not unless you find the right one. That's what I learned. Like independence, self-reliance. Be self-actualized in all things. Follow yourself. Be whole. Kasi when you are whole, nothing could distract you. Not even a man, not even jobs, not even issues in life can distract you when you're whole. So be self-actualized. All right, so going back to funny, since we still have time, she was talking about Philippine Airlines. I was also Philippine Airlines. What class were you? I was 7406. What class were you?
You're more of a senior, so I should call you ma'am. I'm class 7410.
Okay, I was a senior. Anyway, you know what happened? I was flying to Davao and I was dating this guy and I was so in love. And I was the CA1 for this propeller airplane. There are only two cabin attendants in there. So I was the CA1, so I told the CA2, okay, as soon as it opens, they said, I'm going to run because I'm just going to see the guy because we only have 1 hour, right, to refuel and do the ground stop. I went down without the stairs yet. She didn't put down the stairs yet. So they have to carry me on the plane in a stretcher. And I had to be in the hospital for 3 weeks.
I wasn't aware about that.
So it was the funny, crazy thing that happened to me. So anyway, so anything more that you could add up, Malu? Anything crazy that you suddenly remember? That's me. I fell on the plane. And an HS748. Melanie, Malu, yes?
Yes. Well, I'm just glad in one piece now. Imagine falling off a plane. Wow. That's very, I'm sure painful for you.
Because I went to get my bags. She said, okay, I will take care of it. So she was supposed to put down the plane, right? The Kwan. It's open already. So I thought it's there. So I carried my bag and just went straight. before the passengers would go down, so I have to rush. Then I fell. Really, I really fell. Anyway, so that was the crazy, funny thing that happened. Painful, but I survived. Anyway,
Yes. Thank
so
God.
uh, being a stewardess, I can never take it away from my life. Really, I
Mm.
became part of me, become who I am today, and I've become a good version of myself because of my experiences of flying. You know, you really hold your head up high when you are a stewardess. You seem to be non-racist. You become to understand a lot about people, and that service, that knowing the passenger service, you tend to also take care of people, not even your passengers, to be very serviceable to people, right? Always trying to make sure that your dining table and your the way you would serve or you would present your dining table is very, very classy, right? And people notice that. And I will never serve a glass of water without a napkin. I carry
Mm.
that. Or I'll never serve something that I will hold in my hand. I always have to put something like a little tray or a little a plate
Mm.
to put what I'm gonna serve. I'll never serve my coffee just doing like that. It always have to be that one. So I carried that kind of service. How do you call that?
Habits.
Habits
A
of good
good
habits
habits.
actually of serving, right? And always
Right.
pleasing people. I don't know if it's bad, but like you always tend to be so kind and always put people first before you. Have you noticed that, Jing and Malu?
Mm.
Especially if you're the hostess, like everybody will say, "Oh my gosh, she's such a great hostess." They say that stewardesses are the best hostess in their homes. Agree?
Agree.
So those are the things that that makes me proud of being a stewardess, and it gave me a great impact. And also, we were always dress up well because we always have the latest fashion. We always have the latest
Mm.
makeup, the best perfume.
Uh-huh.
So we learn to take care of ourselves. And most of stewardess I see, they still carry themselves, even how old they are. Like our beautiful age, like they still carry themselves like an air hostess or a stewardess.
Mm.
Look at Malu, so beautiful. Look at Jean. Look at you. So, and all those friends that we see, they're still looking like a stewardess. There's really a type, when you see one, the way she handles herself, the way she carries herself. You can always say when she says, "Oh, I was an ex stewardess." Oh, no wonder you've got it, right? Okay, any parting words, girls? Let's begin with Jing. Any parting words you want to say to all those ladies who would like to become a stewardess in the future?
Well, because our generation to the new flight stewardess nowadays is totally different. Because I've noticed now, especially with this pandemic, stewardess are also trained to do karate so that they could,
Take care of
something happens
themselves.
in the plane, they could take care of themselves and they could take care of the other passengers. So it was totally different during our time. Our time we are so, we get,
Spoiled.
you are so spoiled during our time because during our time they pick us up from the we don't even have telephone. I was wondering how did we survive. We don't even have telephone. The crew control will call us, tell us stay home, but most of the time we're out shopping. So things like that, but we have somebody to be home, so
To
just in
answer
case
the calls.
tell us you have a flight, you have to dress up. So in an hour we have to be at the
Yeah, like
airport.
you would call every 30 minutes, right? Did the crew
Yeah.
control call? Did the crew control call?
Uh-huh. And nowadays the flight stewardess now it's not like us before we all check into the hotel and then they pick us up by our crew passengers
Crew bus.
our
Crew bus.
our yeah our pickup. And now, no, they don't do that anymore. You're on your own. You go
Oh,
to
yeah.
you go to the airport on your own. They reimburse you. We are so spoiled because everything. When we go to the hotel, they give us our money. So we are so spoiled, and we love it. So now it's totally different. I really don't know, but go there, enjoy it, be a flight stewardess, and see the world.
Yes, that's the compensation. Be a slave
Mm.
but see the world for free, right?
Yeah.
Because during our time, we've been a stewardess in elegance and in luxury and in how do you call this, convenience, right? So how about you,
Right.
Malu? You think you would tell people to become a stewardess? What you would like to tell those aspiring girls? Because there's still some girls thinks that being a steward is still cool. You froze. I can't hear you, Malu. Malu, no voice. I can't hear
Wala.
you. Are you using your cell phone? You better put the, how do you call that? I think you need this, or at least
She has a headphone.
speak, Malu. Let's see if I can hear you. Okay, go first. How about you, Melanie? What would
Yes.
you tell the girls who are aspiring to be stewardess?
Or what I'll tell them, well, yes, as Jing had said, no, it's very different during our time. So I guess it's just time is just conforming, to their chances of becoming stewardesses nowadays, and it will be very different, especially after the pandemic, and we don't know how long it will take before the pandemic is over. So I'm very sure that if they really want to be flight students, then they go ahead and give it a try. In the meantime, while waiting for the pandemic, learn all what they can. Like as Jim mentioned, they have self defense. They're learning self defense. Go on, learn how to swim also. Swimming, and be sure their vision is 2020, and watch their weight, because if they're overweight and they try going to an interview, if they're overweight, I think they'll be rejected right away. And those are what I could advise them.
And
So
you
while
should.
waiting,
Mm-mm.
before they start applying, learn how to swim, and especially how do you call that, emergency swimming, when you help others,
Yeah, life
giving
saving.
aid,
Yeah, life
first aid,
saving. Yeah,
safety, life saving techniques, learn that, and then a foreign language. And most of all, the geography of your own country, especially if you're in the Philippines, your Filipinas is wanting to be international flight stewardesses. Learn first about the geography of your own country. Every city and every province, learn it all by heart. And that's not. Also, I think they will also pass under. Remember, we have also the tourism project. They have also, yes, they're launching everything so that they could boost tourism here in our country. Not only in our country, I think that's every country's problem now, because the economy is going down. Everyone wants to promote their own tourism. So that's what I would suggest to our flight stewardesses. Learn what they can about tourism,
yes,
and then everything follows that.
correct.
That is
Wow,
how.
what's that? Somebody's
Thank you.
somebody's dog is coming in. Anyway, so is that your dog, Jing? That was funny. That must be your cat or your dog, Mel. Anyway, so yes, to become a stewardess is also nice to have a background in college. What did you say? Tourism, because that's already a course. That's a good course to take if you want to become a stewardess. And yeah, you might have not the time, just like us who are spoiled, and we were not slaved. We were not slaved to become a stewardess. You were really treated well, but you will have free flights to go any parts of the world. I don't know how much they give for free, or just maybe you just pay. I think nowadays you even have to pay, or you'll be the last one to be called when you go on a flight, right? If you are deadheading or you're a free ticket, you know. So Malu, are you ready to speak?
Well, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Well, exactly the same. Like you said it all, but just go ahead with your dreams and go for it and have us fight for your dreams. And that's it. It's beautiful. It's a good experience.
All right.
That's
Anything
all.
more, Melanie? You want to say more? Or Jing?
I'm fine. I'm okay.
I
Yeah.
wanted to say
I think I'm
something.
fine.
Are you fine, Mel? Because I like what
I guess
yes.
oh, I'm all right so far. I think I'm fine now. I've said what needs to
Yeah.
be said.
Okay. Anyway, before I thank you, let me just read what I wrote. And I said, a true inspiration of empowerment is to follow your dreams, fly like an eagle, stand up for your rights, never give up, and when life hits you hard, just get back up. Right? And so, and we hope, guys, we hope that all the listeners, we have inspired them, as a flight cabin crew to pursue your dreams. Yes, why not? Being stewardess is still very beautiful. You get to travel for free, at least. And great or small, your dream, don't stop. Just go get what you want and be the best version of yourself all that time. And thank you, my love. Thank you
By the
for,
way,
yes,
by the
Melanie.
way,
Melanie.
yes, by the way, I think you asked me a last question. I'm not sure if I'm meant to answer it here on the air or
No, here.
in my messenger.
Yes.
Why did I end up marrying a Filipino
Yes,
man?
by the way.
I want to know.
We want
Yes,
to know.
you all want to know?
Yes.
Oh, right. Yes, I might not have told you even if we lived together, years ago. But I grew up in Myanmar. My late father was a diplomat at that time. And I spent most of my years in Burma. So I actually grew there and I was nurtured by Burma and by my Burmese teachers and my father's staff all around me. There are very few in the Filipino community. So since I was small, we've always been mingling, and interacting with foreign people. So I decided that when I had foreign boyfriends, I found it sort of, I began to question myself, what is actually a Filipino? What is a Filipino personality? And what are they like? So then my sisters both married foreigners too. So but then in the family, every now and then, even though my father does not express himself, does not express himself verbally, but I could sense that he didn't want to have a foreign son-in-law in the family. That I could sense that, although he didn't say it loud, and that because he's also a diplomat, and that's why I married a Filipino. That's one reason.
Yeah, but that
So
was
how do you
just,
understand that?
but that was just to please your father. But were you pleasing yourself at the same time?
Not really. I didn't know. You see, I got married only because of the contemporary peers at that time. And also my mother was pressuring me, hey, you're already at this age. My landlady was pressuring me. So I ended up with Rudy. That's my first husband. But it didn't work out because I guess it's different. But anyway, the only thing that I'm ever proud of, I'm proud of my two daughters and that I fulfill my role as a woman in this world. And I thank God for giving them to me. And I thank God for giving me two husbands. And God gave me two sets of parents. So he gave me everything in double.
So you
And
were
so
married.
I am what I am now because of it. Twice.
So you were
Also.
married twice also. All right, Malu
Yes.
only once. So Jing
Both the
also
Filipino men.
twice. Jing also twice, right? Married. I'm on my
I was
third
married.
time.
I
On my,
was married.
I'm on my way to my third one.
Good for you. I congratulate you.
No,
Go on.
I'm waiting for what Jing is gonna introduce me to and what Malu is gonna introduce me to. No, I'm not looking, but if there'll be someone, the right guy, why not? One that will fit
Yeah.
in my
I
family.
waited that long. I was single for 24 years. And I waited that long. And then I met the right guy. So come on, let's go get married.
Right, I know. So that's why I'm still hoping because looking at you, how happy you are on your second marriage. And I said, oh my, where's mine?
I didn't even, you don't wait, don't look, it will come. It just happened to me.
Okay.
From California to New York now, I mean, oh my God, this is a long distance relationship. So
You
I
decided to
left
get married.
everybody in California and stayed here with my
Okay,
husband.
so let fate make you meet the right one, right? How about you, Malu? Happy? You want to say any parting words?
Yeah, let's just have strong faith and you're being guided and be happy. Life is
Mm.
beautiful. That's
Yes.
all I can say.
And one core value that we hold dear is family. You know,
Yes.
Right.
we always
Yes.
prioritize our families, right? That's very
And
Filipino.
I'm so glad.
uh,
Yeah.
and that
We're
starts
blessed.
with all of us. That starts with the four of us. In fact, the seven of us before because we all live together, and that makes also a family. So
Yes,
until now, we're all
we
family,
are our
right?
first family in our younger
Yeah.
stewardess days. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So anything more, Malu? You want to say something, Malu?
Well, we're so blessed. I'm so blessed to have you as my girlfriend and all my amigas. And I love you. And let's do this again whenever.
Yes, let's do it again. We'll do a part two of this. So I think of another topic that we could discuss and make sure your Wi-Fi is strong and your gadgets are okay.
So, yeah.
And make sure
Yeah,
that
even
it's connected to a charger. Anyway, so it's been so nice. So guys, whoever are tuned right now, yes, this is Marlene Craig, and of course, the lady in orange is Mrs. Virginia Sullivan of New York, and in white is Melanie, former Melanie Gramonte, now Carrion, living in the Philippines
hello.
now, and of course, our beautiful lady Miss Malu, from
Hoffman.
Malu Hoffman, from Bangkok. All right. So, yeah, this is your host, Marlene Craig. And thank you for tuning in and thank you for joining me today. Let's do this next time. And must say, these ex-flight stewardesses had fun flying.
Oh,
All
Bye.
right.
Love you.
Mwah,
Bye.
Thank
bye-bye.
you.
Ciao.
I'm Malu Bajing.
We can continue talking on Facebook. Ciao, bye-bye.
Hey, by the way, I know, thank you for joining CX Bells, ha? But please send me your photos also, any activity, because I'm editing a video on all of us.
All right.
Right.
So edit this
Thanks,
one too.
Aline.
Mwah, ciao,
good
ciao.
night.
Good night.
Night,
Good
night.
day.
Sige.
Good day.
Okay.
Dahil paano na to? Na-end na.